On August 9th, a horrific discovery shook the city of Kolkata. A young trainee doctor was found dead in a seminar hall at the prestigious R.G. Carr Medical College and Hospital. The circumstances surrounding her death were immediately suspicious. Evidence pointed towards a possible rape and murder. This gruesome act sent shockwaves through the community and sparked fear and outrage across the nation. The victim, a promising young medical professional, became a symbol of the vulnerability of women in India. The case garnered significant media attention, putting pressure on law enforcement to find those responsible. The initial response, however, was met with criticism. Accusations of a botched investigation and a possible cover-up began to surface. People questioned if local authorities were trying to protect someone. With mounting public pressure and a demand for transparency, the case took a significant turn. The Calcutta High Court, recognizing the gravity of the situation and the need for an impartial investigation, transferred the case to the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI. The CBI, known for its handling of high-profile and sensitive cases, took over the investigation on August 14th. Their involvement brought a renewed sense of hope for justice. The agency immediately began its work, starting with a thorough examination of the crime scene. They sought out any evidence that might have been missed or tampered with. Witnesses were called in for questioning, their statements carefully recorded and analyzed. The CBI meticulously pieced together the timeline leading up to the young doctor's death, looking for any inconsistencies or clues that could lead them to the perpetrator. As the investigation progressed, several suspects emerged. Among them was Sanjoy Roy, a staff member at the hospital. Roy became a central figure in the case, with suspicions mounting against him. The tragic death of the young doctor and the horrific nature of the crime ignited a firestorm of anger and grief throughout Kolkata and beyond. Protests erupted in the city, with citizens demanding justice for the victim and her family. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, and activists, took to the streets, holding candlelight vigils and demanding swift action against those responsible. The protests reflected a deep-seated anger over the lack of safety for women in India and the urgent need for systemic change. The case became a lightning rod for discussions about women's safety in India. The public demanded more accountability from institutions like hospitals and universities to ensure the well-being of women within their walls. There were calls for better security measures, increased surveillance, and stricter laws to address violence against women. As the investigation intensified, all eyes turned towards Sanjoy Roy. He became the prime suspect in the eyes of many, with allegations mounting against him. Yet Roy vehemently maintained his innocence. He denied any involvement in the crime, claiming he was being falsely implicated. In a dramatic turn of events, Roy made an emotional plea before the court, proclaiming his innocence and begging for a fair chance to prove it. He broke down, expressing his anguish and fear, and the toll the accusations had taken on him and his family. Roy's emotional outburst captivated the nation, dividing public opinion. Some saw it as a desperate act of a guilty man, while others sympathized with his plight, believing him to be a victim of circumstance. The court, however, remained focused on the evidence, allowing the legal process to unfold. In a bid to uncover the truth and gather more concrete evidence, the CBI decided to conduct polygraph tests on key suspects, including Sanjoy Roy. Polygraph tests, while not admissible in court as definitive proof, are often used as an investigative tool to gauge the veracity of statements and potentially uncover inconsistencies. The tests were conducted by a specialized team from the Central Forensic Science Laboratory in Delhi. The team meticulously analyzed the physiological responses of the suspects, looking for any signs of deception or inconsistencies in their statements. The results of these tests were highly anticipated. They held the potential to either corroborate existing evidence or provide new leads in the investigation. However, the outcome of the polygraph tests and their implications on the case remained confidential, adding another layer of mystery to the already complex investigation. The tragic rape and murder of the young doctor in Kolkata cast a long shadow over India, highlighting the deeply ingrained issues of violence against women and the urgent need for systemic change. While the investigation continued, the case served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of women in Indian society. The public outcry and the demand for justice forced authorities to confront the inadequacies in the system. There were growing calls for stricter laws, better enforcement, and a change in societal attitudes towards women. The case also brought to light the need for enhanced security measures in public spaces, particularly in institutions like hospitals and universities. The incident underscored the importance of creating safe environments for women, free from fear and harassment. The tragic event served as a catalyst for a much-needed conversation and a call to action. It ignited a movement demanding not just justice for the victim and her family, but a safer and more equitable society for all women in India.